Hello and welcome to this edition of News Today. Without delay, let's have a look at the headlines first. Ministry of Earth Science launches Bharat forecast system with improved 6-kilometer grid accuracy. NavIC played a crucial role in the success of Operation Sindoor. Establish a centralized oversight mechanism for tribunals, says Confederation of Indian Industry. Niti Aayog released a report titled Designing a Policy for Medium Enterprises. Autonomous satellites will redefine the space technology. In a significant leap forward for weather prediction, the Ministry of Earth Sciences has launched the Bharat Forecast System or BFS with an improved 6-kilometer grid accuracy. Now, with the successful integration of the Bharat Forecast System into the India Meteorological Department or IMD, India has become the only country operating a global forecast system at such a high resolution in real time. Let's take a closer look at the key features of this groundbreaking system. To begin with, the BFS is indigenously developed. It is a next-generation weather forecasting model crafted by women scientists from the Indian Institute of Tropical Meteorology or IITM Pune. The installation of the new supercomputer ARCA at the IITM played a crucial role in facilitating its development. In terms of forecasting capabilities, BFS offers high-resolution forecasting with 6-kilometer resolution for the tropical region, specifically between 30 degrees south and 30 degrees north latitudes. This is a major advancement, especially considering that global forecast models run by the European, British and US agencies offer resolutions between 9 km and 14 km. Shifting to local forecasting, the system is designed to deliver operational forecasts down to the panchayat level. This will significantly enhance India's ability to anticipate extreme rainfall and other localized weather events. When it comes to accuracy, the system has already shown a 30 to 64% improvement in extreme rainfall forecast using real-time modeling based on the triangular cubic octahedral grid model. This is a deterministic model, meaning it produces a single model-based output, offering a definitive forecast rather than a range of possibilities. Enhancing the system further is India's Doppler weather radar network, which contributes robust, real-time data to forecasting efforts. At present, there is a nationwide network of 40 Doppler weather radars, and this number is set to gradually increase to 100, enabling nationwide nowcast or 2-hour weather forecast. Now, you might wonder, what exactly is a Doppler weather radar? A Doppler weather radar or DWR is a specialized radar that uses the Doppler effect to track the movement and intensity of weather systems like rain, thunderstorms, and cyclones. The Doppler effect refers to the change in frequency or wavelength of a wave, such as sound or light, as perceived by an observer moving relative to the source of the wave. This technology significantly improves weather forecasting accuracy, particularly when it comes to severe weather events like cyclones. In a significant development, NavIC played a crucial role in the success of Operation Sindoor. During the operation, India used NavIC, navigation with Indian constellation, across several layers of combat operations, such as missile guidance, drone navigation, and battle damage assessment. With this development, India has joined an elite group in the field of satellite navigation. Countries that currently operate autonomous satellite navigation systems include the United States with GPS, Russia with GLONASS, the European Union with Galileo, and China with Beidou. Now, let's take a closer look at NavIC itself. Developed by ISRO, it was erstwhile officially known as the Indian Regional Navigation Satellite System or IRNSS. In terms of coverage, NavIC provides accurate position, velocity, and timing or PBT service up to a region extending about 1,500 kilometers beyond the Indian landmass. Regarding its satellite constellation, the system consists of 7 satellites in a network of ground stations operating 24/7. Among these, 3 satellites are placed in geostationary orbit, while 4 are in inclined geosynchronous orbit. These satellites are equipped with dual-band signals, L5 and S-band, wherein the L5 signal is encrypted specifically for military use. NavIC offers two key services: the Standard Position Service or SPS for civilian users and the Restricted Service or RS for strategic users. Now, shifting focus to the strategic advantages of NavIC. First and foremost, it ensures independence from GPS, allowing India to strike deep without relying on any foreign-owned navigation signals, unlike during the 1999 Kargil War, where the USA denied access to GPS. Moreover, the encrypted military channel in NavIC prevents jamming or spoofing during missile and drone missions. Additionally, it enables faster signal log, providing higher accuracy over the Indian subcontinent than even GPS in some regions. Furthermore, it enhances tactical depth with the expansion to include the NVS or NavIC second-generation satellite series. India aims to cover the Indian Ocean region more comprehensively. Looking ahead, India's vision for NavIC includes integration with hypersonic weapons by guiding future hypersonic glide vehicles or HGVs. Moreover, it is poised to serve as a digital backbone for India's Defence Space Agency, intelligence surveillance and reconnaissance or ISR satellites, and kinetic space response units through its Space Command Network. Clearly, NavIC is emerging not only as a technological marvel, but also as a critical enabler of India's strategic autonomy. Moving on, the Confederation of Indian Industry or CII has recommended establishing a centralized oversight mechanism for tribunals by amending the Tribunal Reforms Act 2021. This amendment aims to create a statutory central oversight body that clearly defines the mandate, structure, scope, and responsibilities of tribunals. In this regard, such a central body could undertake key functions, including performance monitoring, coordination with search-cum-selection committees, and capacity building. This proposal stems from several critical needs. Firstly, the current system suffers from fragmented administrative control, with over 16 central tribunals operating under different ministries, resulting in a lack of standardization and functional inconsistencies. Secondly, the issue of judicial independence is significant, as executive control over appointments and service conditions threatens the separation of powers. A centralized body would facilitate transparent and merit-based appointments, thereby insulating tribunals from executive interference. Thirdly, the system lacks uniformity in the composition, selection processes, and qualifications of tribunal members. Moreover, improving the efficiency of tribunals is vital for unlocking substantial fiscal resources currently tied up in long-pending disputes and for enhancing the ease of doing business. For instance, as of 31st December 2024, a staggering 6.7 trillion rupees was pending resolution at the Income Tax Appellate Tribunal, accounting for 57% of all litigated direct tax amounts in the country. Additionally, the Supreme Court in landmark cases such as L. Chandrakumar 1997 and Madras Bar Association 2020 has emphasized the necessity of establishing a central oversight body for tribunals. Tribunals, by definition, are judicial or quasi-judicial institutions established through law. Constitutionally, Articles 323A and 323B were inserted by the 42nd Amendment in 1976. Specifically, Article 332A empowers Parliament to constitute administrative tribunals, both central and state level, for matters related to public service, while Article 323B allows for the establishment of tribunals on subjects such as taxation and land reforms by both Parliament and state legislatures. These tribunals are significant as they provide a faster adjudication platform compared to traditional courts and offer subject-specific expertise. In a significant move to strengthen the backbone of India's economy, Niti Aayog has released a report titled Designing a Policy for Medium Enterprises. The report underscores the structural imbalance within the MSME sector, highlights the critical role of medium enterprises, and proposes targeted policy interventions to unlock their untapped potential. As per the new classification of MSMEs, the investment and turnover limits for micro, small, and medium enterprises have been significantly revised. For micro-enterprises, the investment limit has increased from 1 crore to 2.5 crore rupees, while the turnover limit has risen from 5 crore to 10 crore rupees. In the case of small enterprises, the investment cap has been raised from 10 crore to 25 crore rupees, and the turnover ceiling has been enhanced from 50 to 100 crore rupees. For medium enterprise, the investment threshold has been expanded from 50 to 125 crore rupees, and the turnover limit has surged from 250 to 500 crore rupees. To begin with, the MSME sector contributes nearly 29% to India's GDP, accounts for 40% of total exports, and provides employment to over 60% of the workforce. However, the sector remains heavily skewed towards micro-enterprises, which make up about 97% of all registered MSMEs, followed by small enterprises 2.7% and medium enterprises just 0.3%. Yet, interestingly, despite representing a mere 0.3% of the MSME base, medium enterprises are responsible for nearly 40% of MSME exports, demonstrating their strategic value. Nevertheless, these enterprises face several challenges. First, there's the issue of outdated technology. A staggering 82% of medium enterprises have yet to adopt advanced Industry 4.0 technologies like AI and IoT. Moreover, the low utilization of skill development schemes remains a concern, with 88% of these enterprises not availing themselves of any government skill development or training schemes. In terms of funding, only 37% of medium enterprises are able to secure loans, according to the World Bank's Indian MSME Financing Report. Additionally, the compliance burden due to inspections from multiple authorities, including labor and health inspectors, further hinders their growth. When it comes to innovation, only 22% of medium enterprises engage in R&D, in stark contrast to 60% of large enterprises. In response to these challenges, the report recommends targeted policy interventions as a way forward. To start with, it suggests the introduction of tailored financial solutions, such as a working capital financing scheme linked to enterprise turnover, and a 5 crore rupees credit card facility at market rates. Furthermore, the creation of a dedicated sub-portal within the Udyam platform is proposed. This would feature scheme discovery tools, compliance support, and AI-based assistance. In addition, the integration of medium enterprise-centric modules into existing entrepreneurship and skill development programs is recommended. Other measures include an R&D promotion mechanism and the establishment of cluster-based testing infrastructure. To conclude, this report not only highlights the vital importance of medium enterprises in India's economic landscape, but also paves the way for a more targeted, supportive, and innovation-driven ecosystem. Continuing with advancements in space technology, autonomous satellites are set to redefine the future of this domain. As countries across the globe focus on developing this cutting-edge innovation, a significant milestone was achieved in 2024 when China successfully launched the world's first self-driving satellite. These satellites have the unique capability to autonomously maintain or change flight paths without any ground intervention. Now, let's delve deeper into what autonomous satellites are. These satellites are designed to perform their functions with minimal to no human intervention. They achieve this through a suite of advanced technologies and algorithms, particularly artificial intelligence or AI. This technological shift is transforming satellites from being passive observers to active thinking machines. Crucially, the onboard intelligence system, also known as satellite edge computing, enables these satellites to analyze their surroundings and make independent decisions. When it comes to key applications, the range is impressive. These satellites enable automated space operations, such as independent maneuvering in space to perform tasks like docking, inspections, in-orbit refueling, and even debris removal. In addition, they can carry out self-diagnosis and repair, monitoring their own health, identifying faults, and executing repairs, all without human intervention. Moving ahead, route planning is another vital capability. These satellites can optimize their orbital trajectories to avoid hazards or obstacles and to save fuel. Moreover, in the domain of targeted geospatial intelligence, they are capable of detecting disasters and other critical events in real time from orbit. They also coordinate with other satellites to intelligently prioritize areas of interest. In terms of defense, these autonomous systems offer combat support, from real time threat identification to potentially enabling autonomous target tracking and engagement, all directly from orbit. However, while the advantages are numerous, there are significant concerns as well. One of the key risks is AI hallucination. This could lead to misclassifying satellites as hostile, increasing the risk of accidental confrontations in space. AI hallucination is a phenomenon where an AI system creates false perceptions by detecting patterns or objects that are not actually there. Additionally, there are gaps in current space laws. Treaties like the Outer Space Treaty of 1967 and the Liability Convention of 1972 were framed under the assumption that a human is in control. And finally, like all advanced digital systems, cyber threats remains a major area of concern. In conclusion, while autonomous satellites mark a revolutionary step forward, the road ahead requires balancing technological capabilities with legal and ethical safeguards. In today's Place in News, we turn our focus to Mozambique with its capital Maputo. Over 25,000 people have fled northern Mozambique due to a triple crisis involving armed conflict, recurring extreme weather events, and post-electoral unrest, which has compounded humanitarian challenges in the region. Let's now look at some key facts about Mozambique. It is located in Southeast Africa and has a long coastline along the Indian Ocean and is separated from the island nation of Madagascar by the Mozambique Channel. It shares its borders with Tanzania to the north, Malawi and Zambia to the northwest, and Zimbabwe to the west, and South Africa and Eswatini to the southwest. Geographically, the country is traversed by major rivers such as the Zambezi and the Limpopo, both of which flow eastward into the Indian Ocean, while the Ruvuma River also plays a significant role in the northern landscape. In terms of topography, Mount Pinga, located in the Chimoio Highlands, stands as the highest peak in the country. As we conclude today's main news, let's have a look at some quick updates. Panchayati Raj Ministry launches Panchayat Advancement Index 2.0 portal. PAI portal has been designed and developed by National Informatics Center. PAI 2.0 rationalizes indicators from 516 to 147, ensuring higher data quality, ease of reporting, and actionable insights. The US President aborted the move to rename the Persian Gulf as the Arabian Gulf or Gulf of Arabia. Persian Gulf is a shallow marginal sea of the Indian Ocean that lies between the Arabian Peninsula and southwestern Iran. The Prime Minister highlighted the 60% increase in honey production in the country over the last decade. In the last 11 years, honey production in India increased from 70,000 to 75,000 metric tons per year to around 1.25 lakh metric tons. The Ministry of Skill Development and Entrepreneurship recommended a 36% increase in stipend provided under the National Apprenticeship Promotion Scheme or NAPS, which was launched in August 2016 under the Ministry of Skill Development and Entrepreneurship. Central Board of Secondary Education has directed all affiliated schools to establish sugar boards on their campuses. This step follows a recommendation from National Commission for Protection of Child Rights, which has raised concerns over rising cases of type 2 diabetes, obesity, etc. INCOIS has sounded a high wave alert along the coast of Goa, Karnataka, Maharashtra, and Kerala. INCOIS was established as an autonomous body in 1999 under the Ministry of Earth Sciences. It is a unit of the Earth System Science Organization. Hawaii's Kilauea volcano erupted again after December 2024, unleashing lava fountains. The eruption released a large plume of volcanic material, including ash, gas, and Pele's hair, a glass-like volcanic fiber. Primary hazards include high levels of volcanic gas, which can interact with the atmosphere to form fog. India unveils first 9,000 HP locomotive D9 engine with regenerative braking. Regenerative braking is a conventional electric train braking system that uses dynamic braking, while the kinetic energy of the train is dissipated as waste, mainly in the form of heat. Before we sign off, let's challenge your understanding in today's installment of Test Your Learning. Thank you for joining us. We hope you found this episode of News Today engaging. For the solutions to the quiz and to access the PDF version of News Today, remember to visit the provided links in the description.